Tonight, the Department of Justice says hate crime charges are possible against the man accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. He's the 23-year-old black man whose killing in February has reignited a national conversation about race, guns, and rushing to judgment. On Monday, attorneys for Arbery's family says that they met with a U.S. attorney to discuss this case. On your side's Troy Klest discusses what this means for both the victim's family and the men charged with Arbery's death.
Attorney Lee Merritt speaking for Ahmaud Arbery's family.
They feel much better today than they did, a month ago before, when there were no arrests, when the DOJ, wasn't investigating the actions of the district attorneys.
Merritt says that the DOJ would investigate possible hate crime charges against Greg and Travis McMichael. Georgia is one of a few states that does not have a hate crime statute. Merritt says it's significant for federal authorities to get involved like this.
What's unique about what's going on is that the state of Georgia essentially asked for the help of the federal government to look into corruption in this part of the country.
First Coast News reached out to State Attorney Bobby Christine's office for comment. His office says that they could not comment on an active investigation. Merritt says the DOJ is also looking at potential 14th Amendment violations by two district attorneys who previously handled the case. Merritt's opinion is that the DA's lack of action denied justice to the Arbery family. At a local level, attorneys for all three men charged in Arbery's death have filed a motion for a preliminary hearing. Those dates have not been set yet, and attorneys for all three men say that more evidence will clear their clients. In Brunswick, Troy Klest, First Coast News, on your side.